Hello.
Hello everyone, Conrad Vanis here and welcome to CR's Nintendo News. These are some of the headlines that we have in today's program. August Switch games, Nintendo Retro Leaks, next Nintendo Switch or Switch Pro, Animal Crossing Summer Update Part 2. Now be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't done so, subscribe, press that notification bell, and again for all notifications to help us towards 300,000 subscribers. On to August Switch games. Nintendo has not revealed any first-party games for August or confirmed any releases as of August 1st for the rest of 2020 when it comes to their own games. So get ready for a third-party and indie month with some very promising titles, especially on the Nintendo Switch eShop. The most interesting of these include Scully, a Skull Ball based Super Monkey Ball 3D platformer crossover. Definitely looks promising, so be on the lookout of reviews before or right after the game comes out on August 4th. Airy Broken Memories, a beautiful and very artistic experience where you in the form of a bird try to bring back a fellow human out of a coma by flying through memories, thoughts and fears, represented through a number of landscapes. You will be able to enter this enticing experience on August 6th. Next up, Faria. It is like Hearthstone, which we don't have on the Nintendo Switch, and it is good. And most of all, it is finally coming to the Nintendo Switch on August 13, and it isn't the only game hitting the Nintendo Switch eShop on that day. Most of the rest of this list is very Japanese or inspired by the Japanese home islands. Boomerang Fu, which is fun, frantic, multiplayer ninja-like fruit duel experience, and which can be played up to 6 players online and locally, which explains more than enough along with 30 arenas that this is a game worthy of a little trip to the eShop on August 13. Samurai Jack is also making its debut on Nintendo Switch, after making a great comeback on Cartoon Network. And now the franchise tries to deliver on the game front as well with Battle Through Time, which launches on August 21st. The art style is spot on, and the third-person action gameplay looks really solid for a licensed game. Hopefully another solid samurai game after Ghost of Tsushima, which obviously is not on the Nintendo Switch. But if you have a PS4, then play Ghost of Tsushima. The same goes for the remaster of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, a visually improved version of the original Crystal Chronicles with new features, the same great story, journey and multiplayer fun found on the GameCube. Long-awaited game arrives on August 27th and should definitely be on your radar this month. Sadly, Jump Force was a mess when it was launched back in 2018, and thus I recommend caution and waiting for reviews of the deluxe edition before or after the game launches on the Nintendo Switch on August 27th. If you're into the big anime and manga IPs featured in this title, then it might just be something for you. But just so you know, there are better fighting games on Nintendo Switch. One of them is Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now over to the big day of August, the 28th, which comes with 2 very promising Nintendo Switch games. First of them, Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions, is the first game adaptation of the popular football anime and manga franchise since 2006, which is quite funny as this series likely inspired the creation of the Mario Strikers franchise back in the day. And since we're not hearing anything about a new installment of Mario Strikers, the Mario Strikers like Captain Tsubasa Rise of the New Champions is our best option right now. Last but not least, we have Windbound. The game is literally a blend of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild. Third-person 3D exploration, combat, hunting, setting up bonfires, sailing from island to island, even paragliding. All features that we know and love from the most recent Zelda adventure and the best HD remake. Deep Silver and Koch Media's newest title arrives as previously mentioned on August 28th, and as a solid Zelda-like, it should definitely be on your list of Switch games to play this August. Those are the games we recommend playing this month, and then hopefully we'll also get the reveal of the long-rumored Super Mario remasters. For now, let's focus on the historic Nintendo Retro Leaks. The floodgates are open after leaked prototype assets of Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, Super Mario 64 with playable Luigi, an unused Mario Kart 64 course, Zelda Ocarina of Time beta areas and high quality renders, and even the Majora's Mask scrapped 7-day cycle surfaced on 4chan. All of these are incredibly exciting, though at the same time highly controversial and likely stolen by hacking Nintendo. A serious crime which should be condemned louder than it is, and it's definitely harmful to Nintendo's trust to the internet and their fanbases. In particular when acts and information that are a result of clear theft are applauded. So here's my personal non-scripted take on like much of this video, as it is required under serious circumstances like this one. When it comes to this whole massive leak situation, I wouldn't exactly call it a leak. It's more of theft of intellectual property from Nintendo, and the names that were involved in protecting this information have also been leaked along with all these files, which is horrible for the people involved, which might even risk losing their jobs at Nintendo. And at least when you do something like this, try to protect the people that have their names on these document files and so on. I think this is horrendous. I think the information that has been leaked is obviously very interesting, but I just don't feel that it should have been leaked in the first place, especially not with the names of Nintendo employees and putting them at risk should have surfaced at all. And I just don't feel that this information should have been leaked. Nintendo is the owner of this beta information, and if they don't want to release it, then it shouldn't be released. And hacking it is criminal, and that's why I condemn it, and that's why we're not showing it in this video as well. I'm not going to be showing anything of the leaks. I might talk about it, but I'm not going to show the intellectual property, because Nintendo has the full right to strike videos that show off this content that has been clearly stolen from Nintendo in such a careless way. Last week we also got a tease of the next Nintendo Switch, or possibly Pro model. This week, a game developer on Kickstarter hinted at bringing their software to a next-gen Switch, and an online posting from Nvidia addressed the development of DLSS technology for consoles, which is interesting since Nvidia currently delivers hardware only to the Nintendo Switch. Both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are running on AMD hardware. Tell us what you think in the comment section down below. Do keep in mind that this is hardware that we will most likely not see for another 3 to 4 years. You know what we would love to see, however? A proper Nintendo Direct. But after getting so burned by the July partner showcase, I ask you to take this next rumor with a very big side of salt, as King Zell posted recently that a Nintendo Direct and more will come in August. Now, that would be great as we predicted back in May, but at this stage in time I will just wait. This year is bringing us one downturn after another, and to be completely honest, I don't want to be disappointed again. I'd rather just see the long-rumored 3D Mario remasters revealed through a tweet at this point, so we can make videos about an actual game instead of something that hasn't even been confirmed yet, and which there are only rumors about. With the current situation, there isn't much else we can do, when the only Nintendo games revealed for the future are the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Metroid Prime 4. Two titles that we don't expect until late 2021 in the case of Zelda, and late 2022 in the case of Metroid. But let's end on a positive note. The Animal Crossing Summer Update Part 2. Fireworks and dreams are crucial in the second part of Animal Crossing New Horizons Summer Update, which was released on July 30th. We guess it's time to celebrate, as finally we can visit islands with our friend codes to get inspired in order to develop our own island, or get depressed as our island will never reach that level. Then again, the big highlight of this update are Sunday fireworks shows throughout August, with the options of sending up custom designs returning from past Animal Crossing titles. Dreams speak for itself, as it let us access dream islands around the world, though only by looking and not collecting resources from them. Or you can just be a big show-off if you have an impressive island of your own. After all, no one can rob your island of precious resources through this new feature. There are also other updates to the game which we sadly don't have time to go over, as I need to get back to editing this next Zelda video. So here is meme of this week, which couldn't be anything else than Luigi's scrapped presents in the original Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64. Indeed, L is real 2401. Other than the controversial leaks and hackings and Animal Crossing Updates Part 2, not too much was happening this week. But with August, there are new opportunities for news, new game launches, and hopefully new game reveals. And who knows, maybe even a Nintendo Direct, if we are to believe King Zell. So this week's question is a simple one. Will we see a Nintendo Direct for August like we predicted back in May? Right, yes or no, and why you think so in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, then subscribe. Press that shiny notification bell, and again for all notifications, to help us in our push for 300,000 subscribers. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until our next Zelda video Monday, enjoy one or both of these two awesome videos. We'll see you in the next one.